Hey everyone, hope all is well. As of May 27th, 2016, it has been 10 years since I first joined YouTube. 10 years. It has been a truly life-shaping experience involving the creation of over 700 videos, which have had tens of millions of views. So I thought I'd take a moment to reflect on the past decade. I first signed up to the site just to post random creations like misheard lyric videos. But then a few weeks later, I saw a news story about an elderly man named Peter Oakley who had set up a YouTube account, Geriatric 1927, and posted a video titled First Try, which received millions of views within days.
I got addicted to YouTube.
Fascinated by this story, I decided to check it out and was blown away by the hundreds of people who were posting video responses introducing themselves too. Therefore, I decided to give it a go myself.
Hey everyone, my name's Myles.
Having positive energy, good lighting, speaking clear, strong video structure, looking directly into the camera, all these things would hopefully come with practice. My username was Blade376.
Hi YouTube, it's Myles, Blade376.
It was just a name I had used for many years online when playing computer games because I thought it sounded cool. I didn't expect this to go anywhere, but upon receiving several views and a few comments of encouragement, I continued making videos and the ball started rolling. My hair definitely went through a lot of changes over the years. Curly, straight, reasonably tidy, wildly messy, long, short, and shorter. And yet I still haven't been able to decide what to do with it. And then the headwear, like my trademark black cap, which I seem to wear all the time. And there was this bandana thing made of t-shirt sleeves when turning them into tank tops. Ah, the joys of looking back on perceived fashion. In the first few years, the YouTube community was so incredibly small. All the video bloggers worldwide pretty much knew each other. It was nice. But being one of the only main video bloggers from the UK, it meant I only really got to hang out with the majority of others when travelling abroad. 777 in New York was the first proper opportunity to do that, but I had organised the first UK gathering earlier in the year as well. If I recall correctly, the average age of people going to these gatherings back then was around 25, and I remember thinking to myself, I really need to grow up. And so I have over the years, and I go to gatherings now where the average age is more around 16. Oh, how things have changed. By the end of 2007, these events attracted a lot more interest and enthusiasm. If you turn around, who's here? Even news organisations worldwide felt compelled to report on them.
Wicked. Well, Myles, it's been a pleasure to speak to you, and keep doing what you do, because it sounds like a very healthy, inspiring thing to do.
This is just the beginning of something very big.
He's taken over the world. It's
sure
Blades376. Watch out!
I was becoming a huge online community enthusiast. At the end of 2006, I had conducted a 24-hour live stream from my university dorm to raise money for the children's charity UNICEF. Thanks to the support of fellow YouTubers and our viewers, it grew year on year under the name Stickade, with its peak in 2011, where millions tuned in and tens of thousands of dollars were raised. To get invited to speak at the world's biggest YouTube convention, and to get a response like this, was inspiring to say the least.
This is going to be an awkward question because I might get no response, but has anyone heard of Stickade? I think I got my answer.
For 3 years I studied psychology at university, whilst also creating videos with a small webcam sat on top of my laptop. Did the job, but made an awful lot of noise whenever I tried to move it.
I'm probably going to look like a complete weirdo walking around with this laptop.
My family urged me not to become too distracted by YouTube. Understandably, because back then online video was not perceived as an obvious stepping stone towards employment. I maintained a healthy balance, and one day I got a message from lecturers saying that I had been quoted in dissertations by students studying teaching. As a result, I was asked to give talks to students on YouTube as a tool for education, and was even brought into the fold with their blended learning department. I studied psychology with the intent of one day becoming a counsellor, because the well-being of others is what keeps me going in life. But after going through depression myself, and broadcasting my experiences with a video called You Are Not Alone, which received an incredible response, it was yet another reason why I believed my future of helping people was to be undertaken via online video instead. With the community still rather small back then, I was often in contact with the YouTube staff, providing feedback on their services and supporting campaigns that they'd launched.
Myles, you're raising some very big points about our civil liberties.
One of them was called Ask the PM. Receiving a video response from our country's leader was very surreal and opened my mind further to the possibilities this technology has. In 2009, the BBC wanted to tap into this community, and they contacted me to find out if I fancied spending 6 hours a day in a glass box installed in a town centre, doing whatever I can to gain more online votes than an opponent. Not what I really had in mind, but I was up for it. However, I soon discovered they were approaching other YouTubers as well, using us to leverage our audience to their show, whilst knocking each other out. So I contacted the others and said, hey, let's team up and work together. And so we did. As we beat the competition show after show with ease due to our large online following, it caused a lot of controversy, especially since we were not a traditional act. This was a time when online community and the digital power of grassroots efforts was very new to traditional broadcasters.
U-Stage vloggers from the UK, commiserations to Don 1977. Oh my God.
Winning the grand final, we invested some of the prize money into hosting a charity YouTube gathering for our supporters. Off the back of this, I was invited to an internal BBC show called Wired and Inspired to talk to Robert Llewellyn about my YouTube experiences. And whilst making an off-the-cuff remark about looking for a job...
But if you were going to apply for a job, you'd send that link?
Well, I've been applying recently for a job lately, and on my CV I actually have links to my YouTube videos.
Right.
And a lot of people look at that and go, what's he playing at? But just give it a chance, you know, be open-minded, and this is new technology.
And have you had a response to that from potential employers? I mean,
no, not yet. I'm still trying. Maybe for the reason I just
We took one look at his YouTube video and that was it.
Yeah.
He was out the door.
They offered me one. I was only at the BBC for 6 months, helping them with their comedy YouTube channel. After this, I worked in construction. I know, me, working in construction. Can you imagine? My career path has not been a straightforward one, but video has always been in my heart. While being a shelf stacker at a supermarket, I would carry a receipt reel, a blank one, in my pocket. And while doing the mind-numbing task, I would be thinking up video ideas and writing them down so I could go back at the weekend and work on them in my free time. I think it's fair to say I've never been afraid to show the world who I am, through the good and the bad. Whether that be discussing the concept of online identity on television, or vlogging about the time I flew to LA for a girl who turned out to have a husband. Yikes. I always liked coming up with ideas to encourage others to start posting on YouTube. Whether that be attempting the biggest collaboration video of all time with over 300 people, or the time when music became super limited on YouTube in the UK due to licensing laws, where I encouraged people to wear headphones, play a song so loud that they couldn't hear themselves, sing along, then upload the video. This in turn filled the YouTube search music video void with,
well, you can tell by the way I use my work, I'm a woman's man.
It's just the price I pay. This is the greatest and best song in the world.
Another project I enjoyed creating was 60-second September, 30 daily 1-minute videos. I remember by day 3 thinking, oh no, what have I set myself up for? I'm not going to be able to do this. But the creative juices started flowing, and it worked. From sketches, to music, to serious discussion, I kind of miss it, and wouldn't mind doing it again. Although there have been so many positives, that's not to say there haven't been downsides as well. In the trivial sense, there are quite a few postings I look back on with embarrassment, like... or...
Outstretched is my mindset and my body begins to fray.
Thankfully, I'm creating better music now. But do I have any real regrets? I think the closest I've come to that was back in the day when YouTube had a front page that they featured content on. If you got picked, you would get hundreds of thousands of views overnight, and many of those people went on to have huge audiences. It could be life-changing, and so naturally, I wanted that opportunity too. But I was young, immature, and shouldn't have felt so bitter about not getting featured back then. But I did, and made a video about it after a new video blogger from the UK got featured, called Charlie Is So Cool Like. Although it was a huge mistake on my part, which led to large amounts of drama within a community I loved, the reason I don't fully regret it was because the knock-on effect was learning from it, maturing, and becoming really good friends with an awesome human being.
Charlie and Myles give blood. Hey! That's a really good song.
Hindsight is a fantastic teacher. I learned that my dry sense of humour and sarcasm doesn't always go down well online, and can sometimes come across as just plain mean. When doing a video about censorship, intended to be satirical and ironic...
And what about your opinion? Well, you're not going to have a say.
because your opinion means nothing. Where I banned comments to prove the point. I lost a lot of subscribers that day. Whoops. However, videos always have the potential to be misunderstood by someone. You can do what you can to try and minimise those chances, but you will never eliminate them. That is something that has become increasingly evident to me as I've made more and more videos around activism and social commentaries. I'd say my biggest strength the past decade has been my continued willingness to experiment with online video across a broad range of subjects, including education, journalism, activism, music, entertainment, health, charity, politics, and business. But this has also been my weakness. In 2011, I started working for online broadcaster Channel Flip, helping to build it into a YouTube network from 500,000 monthly web views to 50 million in 18 months. 3 years later, I became employed as a video marketing manager for The Guardian. Here, I pitched and helped develop their most viewed video series of 2015. Comment is free. As a video strategist, my biggest piece of advice for building audiences is to have consistency. Choose one format, style, or objective and build on that week on week. It can evolve, but people should have a real clear sense of what they are subscribing to. I never followed my own advice though, because from the very beginning, I treated YouTube as an outlet to just be myself, a sporadic creative who likes to keep trying new things. My videos have ranged from the serious to the absurd, from spoken word pieces to travel vlogs, from parodies to interviews, from sketches to speaking about mental well-being, and from music videos to citizen journalism. But as time passed, and the more focused I became around serious issues, the less relevant I was among the mainstream YouTube community. It was a tough pill I never swallowed for many years, and in 2013, I went through some significant mental paralysis around what to do next. And then, I have been dealing with post-concussion syndrome. I received a head injury. My world fell apart in every conceivable way. Work, social life, health, you name it. It all just stopped. Stuck at home recovering, I occasionally tried to post a video to give myself some kind of purpose. But it was tough. And I have to tell you, when you stand still in life, you really get a sense of how fast the world moves without you. Fortunately, I'm much better now, although not fully recovered. But I feel that this is a good opportunity to give my YouTube channel another go. Having left The Guardian, I have now become a freelance video consultant and launched a Patreon account for those of you who want to support me directly. I honestly miss being a leader in the mainstream YouTube community. It may have not been my original intention, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't love being invited to events around the world, getting recognised and having great conversations with so many people. Now, if I attend these events, I could walk around and blend in with the crowd while watching old friends still enjoying the spotlight. But don't get me wrong, I get it though. It's all about the cycle of a product. But when that product is a human being, it hurts. At first. And it's been a huge learning curve for me in life. The world has changed significantly the past 10 years, and I have too. I have grown up a lot. The online community with video is no longer one gigantic pyramid that can be viewed all at once, because there are now thousands of them. Subjects once regarded as niche now have significant followings. Video is consumed on multiple platforms, and even the traditional notion of celebrity is breaking down. We are moving towards a decentralised, more networked society. If you are a content creator or are considering becoming one, don't fall for the trap of doing something just because it's popular, because you may look back in years' time wishing that you had done something more in line with your real passions. I'm certainly glad I did. Stay true to yourself and you will get to exist within a community that will be true to you in return. And although I sometimes miss adventures of the past, the way I'm wired, variety is the spice of life. And with old friends I miss, perhaps our paths will cross again someday. Unfortunately, that can't always happen though, with some friends no longer with us in this world, but whose legacies forever remain in video form online. Looking back, I realise the moments I've enjoyed most have been where I've spotted an opportunity and just gone for them wholeheartedly. That's what I must keep doing. Some people miss the way I was 10 years ago, others 5 years ago, and some prefer me now. But if there is one key lesson I've learned from making YouTube videos, it is that each upload represents just a snapshot in time, an idea, a facet of a memory, a digital footprint that collectively will have the biggest possible impact if I do whatever I can to keep running off into the future with passion. I'd like to end this with my all-time favourite comment, which was posted on my first ever video blog. Disclaimer, it was posted as a joke many years later, which is why it's so brilliant. Can you imagine if this was posted when I first joined YouTube in 2006? To think if I took notice and became discouraged, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. So if you are a content creator, take my advice, don't be discouraged. So to those of you that are still with me, thank you so much for your support, because without you, much of this story would have not have been possible. As for those of you that have only recently joined, welcome, and subscribe if you haven't already. I have to say that. And I guess we shall wait and see what the next 10 years has in store for all of us. So on that note,
Adios, people.
adios until next time. Adios till next time. Adios till next time. Adios till next time.